Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Reds, where we bring you the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. So, in this episode, we're going to be looking at Darwin Nunez and who could potentially replace the Uruguayan at Liverpool in the summer if he was to go. So, Fabrizio Romano has come out and revealed that Al Nassr did attempt to get Darwin Nunez in January, making 2 official bids for the striker. However, Liverpool turned them down because there wasn't anyone out there at the time to replace him, and which is absolutely understandable because at the end of the day, we've got some trophies to win this season. We've got a title there to be won this season. We've got a Champions League as well, a Carabao Cup final as well. So keeping Nunez and keeping the numbers certainly, especially when we haven't got really an out-and-out striker. Jota's on and off with injuries. Diaz isn't really a striker. Jane Dan's has now gone on loan. So keeping Nunez, I think, makes absolute sense if there is no one out there currently. But there will be players out there in the summer, and that's where if Liverpool were to sell Nunez in the summer, which could be very, very likely. I mean, Romano has said that an excess of 75 million euros plus add-ons was offered to Liverpool for Nunez in January, but like I said, Al Nassr was rejected by Liverpool because there was no one out there for Liverpool to replace the striker. So they went on to go get John Duran instead. So by the way, John Duran is a player that I think I was looking at in terms of Liverpool possibly replacing Nunez in the summer as well, but that's not going to happen now unless it somehow doesn't like Saudi for half a season and we get him. But I doubt it very much. But the main man right now is being talked about to be replacing Darwin Nunez. And Arsenal fans want him. I think a few, Man United fans want him. It's Alexander Isak, a player that I have been certainly talking about on here for a long, long time. I did a comparison with him as well as Nunez and other strikers in the Premier League. And Alexander Isak is the complete striker. He is currently the best striker in the Premier League in terms of form, potentially even the world, possibly up there with Lewandowski and Harry Kane in terms of form. I mean, Haaland obviously is up there as well, but he's not playing where Isak's playing, and Isak is just incredible. The way he plays the game is exactly how a striker should play the game. He doesn't just add goals, and this is why I absolutely love Isak. He doesn't add goals. He brings everything that Slot wants as a striker. Slot mentioned the other day about what he wants as a striker. He wants someone that can do much more. He wants goals and he wants to be something else as well, and give more and be like an orchestra around that area. And that's exactly what Isak does. He doesn't just offer goals. He drives the ball. His ability to drive past players and drive at players creates so much space for wingers. His ability to link up with players is fantastic. The reason why Gordon and Murphy are scoring goals is because the way Isak moves, the way Isak plays and links up with them is absolutely exceptional, an absolute complete striker, and would be at the top of many, many lists. But one big issue also we have with Isak is the injuries. He has been known to injuries. He has had a good stint at Newcastle in recent months where he's not gone injured for a while since coming back from his injury, but he's starting to hit a little bit of momentum now in terms of keeping himself fit, and that's a good thing if Liverpool were to go get him in the summer. Hopefully, it is just maybe just a warning about the injuries. Hopefully, it doesn't ever impact us if we were to get him. But it is a red flag. It is a red flag, but he's got that many green flags. Is it worth taking that risk on Isak? And that is all dependent on who. We'd have to get someone else for me as well. If we were to get an Isak, we'd have to get someone. Especially getting rid of Jota. I mean, I think Jota will go because of his injuries as well, and he's definitely injury prone. If Nunez goes, we definitely need to get someone else alongside Isak. I'd say like maybe Jane Dan's might be the guy, but maybe someone with a bit more potential, a bit younger possibly, just to back up Isak. I mean, that's the big mistake Man United made. They bought a young lad in Ireland, and really he shouldn't have been thrown in the deep end, and they didn't buy anyone else to go alongside him. He was just thrown in a shit show then. And so that's what I don't want to happen with Isak if he's that injury prone player that everyone's worried about. But there are other strikers out there if Isak doesn't come. And I saw Jamie Carragher talking about overlap today, and he was just putting Arsenal down for whatever reason. What he wants to put Arsenal, saying they're not big enough club for Isak to go to. But I don't get that, and I don't get this this sort of what's the word? I don't get this sort of snobbery about Liverpool in transfer windows. Like Carragher comes out and said, "Look, why would he go to Arsenal when Liverpool are there available?" Liverpool, we lose out on players all the time because we have FSG in charge. You know, Carragher, your mates. Well, we've been many times been rejected by players because we just don't do enough, or we don't respect anyone enough in terms of bidding and in terms of offering contracts. Not mentioning any names on that, but yeah, we have been rejected. So we can't go into this. We can't go into transfer window and say, yeah, if Liverpool are involved, then we're definitely going to get them. Because have you not learned? Have you not had your fingers burnt before? There's plenty of players that has rejected us, so we can't have that sort of snobbery. If we go into a bidding war with Arsenal will probably do more than us in terms of bidding. But if we were to get rid of Nunez for 75, 80 million, then we have actually got a good sum of money there. But then we're also looking at the free players' contracts. If they go, we need to replace them. We've got other issues that need to be replaced as well. So will we really go all on out for a striker when we need other positions as well? We could be aiming for a big summer reset, which makes no sense when potentially winning the league and getting rid of all your players. That makes zero sense to me at all. Certain players do need to go. I'm happy to see Nunez. He's not really exactly improving. Came on the other day against Plymouth and didn't do nothing. And so I'm happy to get rid of Nunez. I'm happy to see maybe if Diaz were to go. It'd be nice to keep Jota if we could, and it's injuries, but we don't want to get rid of two. We don't want to change too much. And we certainly need to keep the three players, especially Van Dijk and Salah. So changing too much would just be absolute drastic need for no reason. But yeah, I would be happy to see Nunez go if we replace him with someone like Isak. But again, if we were to lose Salah, we certainly need to replace the goals. And I've always said if we were to get an upcoming right winger, that's fine. But then we need to replace our goals somewhere else, and that would be striking option. So Isak would be perfect for that. Because he won't directly replace Salah goals, but he'd certainly give it a good go. He could even get Salah goals, Isak. In a better team, he could get easy Salah goals. But yeah, so there is more strikers than Mohamed Salah. So the current value of Isak at the moment is 75 million euros, which was the reported fee that Al Nassr was wanted to pay for Nunez. So that is pretty much, if that were to go again, 75 million euros, 75 million euros of Isak, that's just a straight swap. But there are other strikers out there I think we could consider, and we probably should consider. Certainly Gyökeres for Sporting Lisbon is another player that probably everyone is going to look at, and everyone that wants. Again, his market value is the same price, 75 million euros, so it would be a straight swap. With him, I can see being Man United pushing that because of Amorim being there. And again, if we get into a bidding war with certain teams or whatever, we might lose because of the simple just paying the money for the clubs. The clubs won't accept certain amounts, and we just don't pay up most of the time. So yeah, we did pay up for Nunez though, but I think Klopp really pushed that. So Gyökeres is definitely an option. Certainly an option. I think a lot of people will be saying Gyökeres as a good option for Liverpool if we're to lose Nunez. But like I said, I think Man United will really push that. I really do, especially using Amorim and getting him over the line. They really do need a striker. Another one is Marcus Thuram at Inter Milan, 27 years old. They got him for free, by the way, one of the best free signings in the world currently. But yeah, I think it would be an interesting one. He's 27, so it's not really an age that Liverpool would look at. Isak's 25, but you've got to remember Isak has had Premier League experience and has been ripping it up in the Premier League, so it's a big difference. But it is a tough market out there currently for strikers. So another one would be Dusan Vlahovic for Juventus. I think he's been very overlooked when it comes to strikers in the world. He's always been banging for both Serbia and for Juventus. So I certainly wouldn't mind looking at him. A different kind of player to Nunez, but a player that's a bit like what sort of had with Jimenez at Feyenoord, a target man. Whether we don't know what Slot wants in terms of attackman or a runner in behind, anything like that, but he said he wants someone that can link up play as well as score goals. And Vlahovic is very good at that. Vlahovic is very good at that. He's a big target man. He's good with his feet, very good for his feet. He can take good free kicks, by the way. So he would be certainly one potentially looking at as well. Marcus Thuram is valued at 75 million euros, and Vlahovic is valued at 60 million euros. So you've got a little bit of room there if we sell Nunez for 75, 80 million. Then we've got a little bit of room there to spend elsewhere if we were to get someone like Vlahovic. Ollie Watkins is another player that I think Arsenal wanted, but too old for me, 29 years old. Benjamin Sesko is definitely another young lad that is everyone's looking at him. Arsenal wanted him. Arsenal, I think, will look again in summer at Benjamin Sesko. I think they'll be looking at Isak and him specifically, and I think Liverpool should do the same. I think Sesko is an incredible player. He's only 21, by the way. He's only 21, and he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to even improve on, and he does need to improve. There's still sort of raw attributes that he has that he needs to just work on a little bit. But again, it's young. He's a young lad, 21 years old. Still a lot to take in, still a lot to learn, and he will learn it. He's one of the best clubs in Bundesliga. At that age, he's incredible. He leads the line. He absolutely tormented us against when we played him in the Champions League. I thought he was one of the few players that played well against us. Obviously, we beat them in the end, but he really gives a tough time. He's got a good shot on him. He's got good long range. He can link up play a bit like what Arne wants, and he certainly scores goals. So Benjamin Sesko is certainly a player that I think we should look at, and I think we probably would look at. I think knowing our scouts, getting someone young and ready to go and improve. I think Benjamin Sesko is probably one of the best out there, young lads in terms of strikers. That's that high level already, and potential to get a bit better. So his market value is 50 million euros again. A good price for someone at his age, and the experience he's already got already. I think it's a very good deal that for whoever gets him. I think whoever gets him. Two more would be Kuna for Wolves again. Premier League experience for Kuna is a big shining light at Wolves at the moment. He has Wolves are in a situation where yes, they probably will get away from relegation because of someone like him. Because they've got someone like him, he is certainly a player that I think would suit Arne. Again, another player that can link up well, scores goals, and we have good buy from. It does remind me of that Jota buy we got from Wolves. It's quite similar, where we got him on the upcoming and we got him at the right time. And I think Kuna again would be the right time to get him now. If Wolves were to go down, it would be a cheap. His market value is currently 50 million euros. But if Wolves were to go down, that would certainly, I'd say, drop a little bit at least. It must do, because at the end of the day, he'll be gone. He'd be gone. I think he's gone anyway. Whoever signs him, I think he'll leave Wolves. But yeah, to go down, it certainly has gone. Another player would be Boniface at Bayer Leverkusen. Another young striker, 24 years old, still got time to learn, still got time to develop. Not into his prime yet. Playing for one of the best Bundesliga sides, like Sesko, playing for one of the best Bundesliga sides around, current champion. A big part of why they were champions last season alongside Wirtz. Certainly a player that, again, I'm surprised if Arsenal aren't looking at him, Man United are looking at him. He is an absolute talent. Fast, gets in behind. He's not much of a link-up player as the ones I've said, but I think he's just directness and an ability to get past players and an ability to get behind players is scary at times. Again, another player that we face, and he showed glimpses of what he can do against us. I would certainly look into Boniface as well. I think, but there is, as we said here, and at the moment his value is 45 million euros. Again, quite cheap for a 24-year-old playing at a high level. Strikers are not usually cheap. And you get a good striker that score goals, playing at a high level like that. That's a 45 million euros is quite a cheap price for someone that's not even in the prime yet. So yeah, so there is plenty of strikers out there for Liverpool to look at. I just think we need to make sure we do. If we are to lose Salah, we replace those goals some way or somehow. I don't want to talk about replacing Salah. I don't want to talk about losing Salah. But that's just the reality of things right now. Under this ownership, there's a high possibility we lose Salah and we lose those goals. So for me, they're going to be really right winger out there that's going to score the goals that Salah's got. So we need to look at a good striker that will score the goals, and there's plenty of them out there. Isak being my choice because he is the complete striker. He's got everything that he needs as a player. He's got everything that Arne would want in a striker. He's got Premier League experience. He's been ripping up the Premier League already in a lesser team. He'd be absolutely perfect. If he can stay fit at Liverpool, he could bag 30 goals in the league at Liverpool. Isak, easy. So yeah, definitely Isak is my choice. What is your choice at home, Liverpool fans? Do you agree on letting Nunez go because he hadn't really hit the heights that we expected him to hit? He has had 3 years. He had a new manager to do it as well, and he still hasn't done anything really. So are you happy to let Nunez go? And who is your choice to replace Nunez? Make sure you do, like I said, like always, please like the video. It will help us massively. It helps us absolutely massively to grow the channel. Just liking the video, click the like button, get notification bells on as well, so we get content out every single day. And hopefully, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, guys.